Yeah, let's get started. So we're going to start with Chelsea on her back here. I'm going to be in her open guard. Let's scoot this way a little bit, please. Thank you. So my first guard pass is going to be my knee cut pass, and I'm going to go to my right side, meaning my left knee is the one that's going to come up. So from here, from my open guard position here, I want to try to get into this combat-based position. Once I'm in my combat-based position, this is going to become a lot easier. I'm going to drive my knee across. At the same time, my same side hand finds the hip, and I start to drive my knee across. Use your elbow to post out and to prevent them from throwing their foot in front just like this. I just post my elbow out, poke it out a little farther. I want to use this as like a block. It makes it a lot harder for her to get her leg around my arm if I can move, my elbow is mobile. From here, I'm driving my knee over the top of my partner's thigh. Now I'm going to do this a little bit faster and a little bit nicer to Chelsea the first time. The second time I do it, I'll show you guys with a little bit of pressure. So from here, as my knee is sliding over her thigh here, my hand that was on the hip that I was using my elbow to block here, I'm going to start sliding my hand up her side. At the same time, my knee finds the floor on the opposite side. Now from here, I'm looking for this elbow. I need this elbow up off the ground. I can grab the wrist, but this is a little too slippery for me. I prefer the elbow. It's a little bit harder to shed this grip. If you guys notice, my free hand that was on the hip that was sliding up her side is now going to post right underneath her armpit here. From here, I'm sliding through. As I'm sliding through, I'm lifting this elbow up and I'm baseball sliding my hips over the top of my partner's thigh hip area. From here, I'm just going to switch my hips, meaning I'm going to square back up to my partner and I'm going to establish my side control position. So my knee that just cut across now drives back and finds her hip. From here, finding her hip, I then square up on top and establish my side control position. Now, that's me going slow. Let's do it a little bit more quickly here. So from our open guard from our partner, we're going to get into our combat base. So I lift my leg and bring it forward. From here, my hand goes to the hip. Remember, I use my elbow to flare, and then I'm going to start driving my knee across. So from here, I start to slide. I'm driving my knee across. Notice I'm already down, finding that elbow, sliding through, stepping over. Boom, get my pass. From here, I'm going to square back up. So I square my hips back up and establish my side control position. If you guys notice when I did this, when I went from here to here, I kept the elbow. The reason being is that if I lose the elbow here and I start to square up, Chelsea can turn back towards me here, and now all of a sudden she can start trying to reestablish her guard. So you want to keep that elbow picked all the way up until you're basically into your side control position. You got that right?
Will you show them what it would look like in live time?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to go that side or you want to go that side? Doesn't matter to me.
Let's go that side.
Get your knee up first. Don't worry about this. Get your knee up first. Get comfortable. There you go.
And then
Now we can bring this down. Watch your thumb. There you go.
And then
You're driving this knee over. There you go.
straight down as I
Yep.
walk this here, and I'm picking the elbow.
Slide through. Good. Much better. Good. So when you're doing this, that was perfect. When you're doing this, what you're doing is you're sliding your foot all the way across. What you end up doing, come on up. What good? Start to come. So what ends up happening is if I happen to catch your foot here,
Mm-hmm.
you bring your knee that way.
I should bring my
You should not.
Oh, I
This
know
is what you
do.
do. This is what you do. So you sit your hip and you drive your knee this way, and that's going to mess up your knee every single time. because you have bad knees.
Okay.
So when you're here, this hand finds my elbow. Sorry, this hand finds my elbow. Good. So you're going to drive your hips down, and you're going to bring your knee up. There it is. Much better. That's going to get that shearing force off of your knee.
That makes a lot more sense.
You're going to mess up your thumb. That's much better. Be careful not to lean too far. Otherwise, I sit up. So if you guys noticed, when she was sliding through, she started to lean back, which makes it easy for me to sit up. So there's a lot of moving parts to this pass. It seems like it's really simple, but there's a lot of small details that make all the difference in the world. So we want to make sure, there's a lot of variations on how to do this pass. So what I was going through with Chelsea was something that she's got a bad knee, so she has a bad tendency to kind of want to splay the knee out to the side, creating a shearing force on her knee, which causes her knee to pop out pretty regularly. So what I told her was keeping her knee up close to my body and driving your knee straight up instead of out to the side in like a shearing force motion. So what happened was as she was driving straight this way, she ended up flattening her back. And she ended up opening up her torso and almost like leaning backwards, as in sliding into the base and sliding into second base. What we want to do is we want to lean forwards as we're sliding through. You're gonna mess your thumb up. That's it. Yep. So right. So look. Come back. Just a half a step here. So if I catch this foot right here, you're gonna drive. Look, shearing force. There you go.
Awesome. Of course, habit. You just do it like that. I have to change my muscle memory.
All right, very good. So that is our first pass, the knee cut pass. This way, please. Actually, we're gonna need to turn because we need more space. So we need to turn your body. There you go. Scoot that way. Scoot forward. Okay. Too far. Right there. All right. All right. So we were going to our right side. We're going to continue to go through our right side. So before, when I did my knee cut pass, my left knee went up and I went to my right side. This time I'm going to go with my right knee up and I'm going to go to the right side, called the step over pass, the staple pass, the knee or opposite side knee cut pass, long step pass. I've seen all kinds of different names for this pass. I've heard all kinds of different names for this pass. The way when I first learned these as a white belt, it was knee cut pass and opposite side knee cut pass. Long step pass, staple pass, whatever. Any of those are fine names for them. I don't have a preference. So from here, I'm gonna get back into my combat base. But as before, this time I'm gonna get my opposite side knee up because my right side knee up because I'm gonna go to the right side. So from here, I get into my combat base. Number one. Number two. So before I was cutting opposite side, this time I'm going to cut same side. So as I'm there's a lot of small parts to this, and this is a pass you'll see done very, very quickly. This tends not to be a slower pass because of your foot can get caught, and I have definitely been caught here a lot in half guard, taking my time with this pass instead of actually just trying to get it over with. So from here, my knee cuts over. At the same time, my opposite side hand, I'm going to hook underneath her arm. And as my knee hits the floor, my right side hand is coming underneath my partner's head. So lots of moving parts. So I'm here. My knee is coming down. As my knee hits, I bring my arm underneath my partner's shoulder here. This is an important part of this. From here, I have my underhook. I'm going to take a back step with my leg that's still in between my partner's legs here. So I take a back step here. Now, if you guys can see, I'm sitting on my butt. My other foot is up off the floor. The purpose of this foot right here is if Chelsea tries to turn up into me, it's going to be difficult for her to do so. Not impossible, difficult. I push off this leg and push my partner down. From right here, I've already got to my pass, so I just got this square up. So my hand that's underneath the leg here, I'm going to slip down to her hip. My knee my leg that's kind of hanging over her leg here, I bring it up and under, and I square through. Let's do that at a different angle. Head towards that corner, please. Towards that corner, please. Head towards that corner. Head towards that corner.
My head is.
Head towards that corner. There you go. Scoot that way, please. All right. So, from here, I just want to get into my combat base. I'm just basically looking to establish my combat base position here. From right here, my knee drives over the top. So my knee drives over the top. I'm hooking. Once my knee hits the floor, I'm underneath my partner's head. From right here, I'm going to back step. Nice big back step. Back step. Boom. Notice my leg is blocking my partner. It's not designed to pin her for a long period of time. It's just designed for me to slow her down long enough for me to bring this arm down to the hip. I then square back up and drive forward, flattening out my partner, establishing my side control. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get started. Let's go this way first. We'll go to a different angle. Do you want to go to that side or you want to go to that side?
Yeah, let's try that side.
Okay. Back step.
Back step.
So here's the thing. Everybody's no, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Everybody when they sit back like this leg tends to go straight. You need to bend your knee and keep your knee up off the floor. So up. You see? Like that. Now if I keep it up like this, if I push into you, push back. Good. Get your leg flat like it was. Flatten your leg out. Push back. Make sense?
Yes.
So that knee is up. Post. It's a post. It's like pushing off with your arm. It's just with your leg. Do you want to do a different angle? That was a pretty good pass. Let's go. Let's change. Hold on. You're missing my leg. That's to stop me from doing that.
I went right over I went for your arm, but not under your leg.
There you go. There we go. Foot off the ground, or knee off the ground. There you go, perfect. You can transfer your hand.
So you transfer this hand first, then your leg?
No.
Okay.
You can do it at the same time. Just don't leave your arm because look, come back. Come over to this side. Leave your arm where it was. Just come over to side control. Leave your arm where it was. No pass. You're still in my guard. And now you're screwed. Look, try and get out. Really bad spot. Really bad spot. Especially if I'm able to grab your wrist, or worse yet, I have your sleeve. Because then it's really hard to get out. Hold on. So look, when you back step, your hip hits the floor. There you go. There you go. There you go. Good. Drive through. Good. That's it.
Okay.
Very good. Awesome. Very nice. So, I hope that those little details really help. It was actually really nice that Chelsea didn't get it perfect every time. There was like a little bit of improvement for each one, which was great because it gives me an opportunity to kind of show her what she's doing wrong, which hopefully is something that you get benefit from. Thank you guys very much. We will be back tomorrow at 5. Don't forget, we are here Monday through Thursday at 5 p.m., 2 o'clock on Fridays, all Pacific Standard Time. We have our yoga stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon with Chelsea. We did it today at noon. It'll go back to the regular schedule this week, or starting tomorrow, we'll go back at the regular schedule. We'll be on at noon again tomorrow. Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys for joining us, and I hope you got some benefit out of this.
Thank you guys again. Just a quick heads up, we might be changing the schedule just a little bit to push jiu-jitsu towards earlier in the day and have the yoga and the jiu-jitsu pretty close to each other. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're at Heart and Soul BJJ. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. And please, in the comment section, let us know what you'd like to see, what you want to work on. And also, our Discord chat is always open for anybody to join. Chris would be more than happy to watch you if you want to practice technique and help you tune it up a little bit.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much for joining us today. Let's call it. Oos.